are back, guys. Live on a Friday Rewatchers Council. Good old Snark here. And wait a second. We also have joining us council member Adelia Chamberlain. Adelia, how the heck are you?
I am doing okay. Don't feel the greatest today, but I'm here, so this is a good episode to talk about.
Enjoy. I enjoy that you took a measured response to that. You took a deep breath and said, well, weighed your options,
Yeah.
came out with the
Mm,
answer.
yeah.
Well, speaking of measured, no idea what that. So we're going to talk about
That's
Darla
interesting.
Force on the Origins Week here on
Hmm.
as Origins Week wraps up here on the Rewatchers Council. So this one, original air date, Adelia, believe it or not, happened after the Buffy episode prior, Fool for Love. Its original air date, November 14th, 2000, written and directed, mind you, by Tim Minear. His first time directing, he'll direct about six more. I think it said.
Okay.
It's the first written episode he had since Are You Now or Have You Ever Been? That gripper, uh, where well,
Yeah.
tell. Now
Your internet
we're
is
gonna
very
look.
bad, Snark.
It's Canadian bad. I'm taking offense as I feel it's an attack on my country.
Not an attack on
No,
your country. I just can't hear every other word you're saying.
oh wow. The San Jose Sharks famously came in and said how bad the internet is in Winnipeg, and nobody took offense. It's like, yeah, well, we're not. Right. The guest star alert here, everybody. Not one, not two, not eight, just three of our favorite vampires. We got Juliet Landau coming back as Drew. James Marsters, of
Love
course,
it.
as Spike, and Julie Benz here as Darla, of course, the titular Darla. We
Hmm.
also get Mark Metcalf back. The Master is in the episode.
I loved
Series,
seeing him.
yeah, it was the best. Like of the origin stories we saw and stuff like that, I think Darla's is by far the best one.
Yeah.
Just because Master, they didn't fool around too much with the lore of the
No.
show at all. It's like he's the one who sired me. Guess what? Broop, sired her here at the end. Now, that whole beginning part episode with Angel just obsessing over Darla, drawing all those pictures. He doesn't even notice. And
Hmm.
Wesley's like, yeah. You're sure? You're not, obsessing, like really obsessing over Darla. Just floor littered with the different stuff. I'll have to say, I was thinking before, it's a pretty good drawer. It's had 250 something years to get it down. I can barely draw a stick man.
I
I'm
can't draw
terrible
at
at
all.
it. My grandmother was a fantastic artist back in the 40s and stuff like that. She would draw like all the Hollywood stars in pencil by memory.
Oh,
Still have
wow.
all those. Yeah,
That's
I
cool.
for you know continued on her legacy as a guy who draws crappy stick drawings. All right, so we're gonna have this whole thing with Lindsey now, and Darla. Lindsey's got this big thing for Darla. At least she's a
Yeah.
human, you know.
Yeah.
He's, they've all got something. Darla's very upset all the time now. She isn't happy to be there. It seems.
Would you
Of
be?
course. Well, you know. Well, yeah. Well, I think when it's gonna come down to a thing, we're gonna talk when Buffy. There's gonna be stuff with Buffy going on. It's quite similar and stuff like that. You can see some comparisons, but I like it's gonna go into how Darla came about with her just being angry and stuff like that. And there's also stuff that's gonna happen because of what we're gonna find out. That's kind of spoilery, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much right now. But
Okay.
yeah, so we're gonna go just skip a little bit through that, but yeah, with her just asking about his private life, if he has a girlfriend or a boyfriend, she doesn't care. She's a progressive, 16th century woman here. You know what I mean? I could say that because when we see that she actually dies.
Yeah,
It's
Councilman Marr. Good to see you.
Oh, Mr. Brennan Meyer, everybody. So she must have been born in the 1500s, which is, we shouldn't talk about her age, though.
No.
Pretty rude and circle. You know how the whole bit with her, how she turns, is absolutely terrific because
Oh, it's wonderful.
the aforementioned master talking about how she was calling to him as she's on her sickbed. Uh, I don't know if that guy's supposed to be a priest or what, but he's there, very quiet. And he's kind of sitting beside her. I don't know if those are
I don't think
nuns.
that guy's the priest. I think that guy was
Yeah,
like the doctor
yeah.
or
I would
someone
expect
caring for her.
more bloodletting, if you know what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
isn't that all they
yeah.
did was just or leeches? But yeah, you can
Ugh.
see Darla here
Ugh.
or whatever her name was because it's cool because
Yeah,
she's
we don't know
so
what her name was.
she doesn't know what her name is, which is awesome. She
Yeah.
can't even remember. She never cared for that life, and you could see right from the beginning. She like as she's dying, couldn't care less. She's had to you know make a living, where in ways that some people at the time probably looked down, but
I think
put
it's a
bread
way to make a living that some people still look down upon.
put bread in the oven. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I don't know what else they ate
Mhm.
back then. Cabbage, the healthy
I don't
cabbage
know.
in the soup pot.
Yeah.
Anyways, uh, she's very much not inclined to have a priest show up. Never did
Mhm.
anything for her before. Why do it now at the here at the end? So yes, the hooded guy is there asking her, that she's called in her dreams, telling, yeah, you did all those things and stuff like that. You sure you don't want that praise? Asks if she's ready for God's forgiveness. Of course, just blows that off. He tells the other people in the room, "Get out of here." And she says that you can't save her life, but you know, I can take a crack at her soul
Yeah.
if you guys don't mind here. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, she's not buying any of this. She says she's fine. She's gonna die. The guy says, "Nope, you're not dying. At least, not in the way she'd typically think."
You're
Then he's
going
gonna
to
reveal
be
himself.
reborn.
Yeah, here's the master in full master face, and
Yeah.
she couldn't be bothered. She isn't upset. She isn't scared. She's just whatever. It's that he's very gentle with her, which I think is very endearing of the master. And said that interaction the night before. He said, "Savior," and then gets ready to do what God couldn't do. Digs in. So it was so nice to see the master. Anytime you got to see him and see him outside of just running his hands and stuff like that about Buffy, just to see a
Yeah.
regular scene with the master again. It's so good.
It was
You
good. It was
know
really
that
good to see the master.
yeah. Then you're gonna go back to Angels. He wants to get proactive now. Find Darla. Cordy's worried about the whole kidnapping aspect of it and stuff like that. All right. Whatever. West was that wanted to be found. She'd be found. Now she's just one of 6 million other folks in that town. I do like Cordy's suggestion. Drive around with that car of his with the top down and sniff her out.
It seems like a very Cordelia suggestion.
It's like a bloodhound. Gunn
Yeah.
is the one who finally
I
says,
I do want to take a moment to apologize for anyone watching who can't understand what Snark is saying because he is cutting out a lot.
"Great, it seems fine by me."
Yeah, you're freezing. You're cutting out. I checked the stream. It's not just me. It's on the stream. So
This is bananas, guys. from Canada. I think there's a song about it. Now, yeah, so Gunn is the final one who finally says, you know what? The guys that took her are lawyers, so they're probably putting her up somewhere. It's like, oh
Mhm.
yeah, maybe we should somehow
That was
check all these
smart.
lawyers' records that they have online, I suppose.
Well, I mean, like public property ownership records you can find online. So
Yeah. So we go back in time again, using Angela now to the master.
Mhm.
No secret that the two of them never really got along all that well.
Yeah,
And
start to
then we see,
understand why.
we see also that David Boreanaz went to the Kevin Costner School of Movie Accents because that
His
Irish in him,
Irish accent is so bad.
it fades in and out. It's like
Yeah.
Robin Hood. It just fades in and out. You get stuff like that. He's supposed to be Irish, guys. Once in a while, you can tell. Now,
Mhm.
he's going to say, "Oh no. Why would you want to live down here in the sewers with a guy that looks like that? When you could live up among the living, among the nice things, and have a view with a guy that looks like me." Darla chooses the latter. She's like, you know what?
Yep.
You're right. Let's get it. Let's get out of here. Anyways, I do like that the master says he gives it a century tops.
Yeah, that was really funny. Like a dad whose daughter brings home a delinquent boyfriend and he's like, I give it 3 months tops. He's like, I'll give it a century
Yeah,
tops. That was
that's about three
really
months.
funny.
That's
Yeah.
3 months in vampire time, I suppose.
Mhm.
Yeah, research going on at the hotel. Wes is worried about Angel being suckered by Wolfram and Hart and all this stuff. Which is smart.
Mhm.
He's the one who's actually thinking 2 steps ahead instead of Angel, who just wants to react to everything. Do you find it weird? Like, yeah, he had the whole dreams thing with Darla and stuff like that, but even after all this dreams thing, that he's still so enamored with the idea of saving Darla, even if, she didn't help him out and stuff like that. He's figuring, well, I'll help her out instead. Like,
Yeah,
she
it's really
obviously
weird.
doesn't want it. Like, this whole thing, Darla, like, I like this episode. Of course, I'm gonna say bad things and stuff like that, but just when it comes down to it, like just the Darla and of it all. And this is only the start. This is only the beginning of all this stuff. Anyways,
Yep.
there's, yeah, they're worried that Wolfram and Hart is just controlling her to get to Angel and stuff like that. And it's like if she's there to keep him distracted, keep him looking at this while all this is going on, it's working. They're doing a good job doing it.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
this is the scene with Lindsey deciding to bring Darla back to the office. Honda had expressly forbid it. We find out whatever, and so he's going to give Lindsey crap about that for having her on the premises. Lindsey says, "Oh, I'm just worried about her." Holland's starting to get though that you know Darla's going nuts.
Mhm.
Now, if you remember Darla when she left the Lord of Oil, she wasn't doing great.
No.
There's something going on with Darla. Keep that in mind for all that. Anyways, he's going to change his mind. He says, oh, she's going nuts. It's way out of schedule, but congratulates Lindsey for everything. Tells her to keep her there, and then
Mhm.
says, you know what? Maybe just get rid of anything that's kind of jabby in the office. Anything slicey or
Letter
jabby,
openers, ballpoint pens.
pens.
Like
Yeah,
I
get rid of
didn't
all that
like
stuff.
the very nonchalant way he's like, "Oh yeah, she might try to kill herself."
Yeah, I thought more about uh, her going after him.
Well,
Those
she already busted
he
up
has
all
a
the
shield.
mirrors and everything, and she's got the blood all over her hands and wrists. Like
Yeah,
it was much more of a suicide allegory to me than.
looking pretty cool. He
Yeah.
has that hand shield now though. Pretty fun.
Yeah, that's
That old
true.
chub, the old chub, he can use block stuff. It's not gonna hurt anymore. Not gonna hurt anymore, and get a lathe. We'll get another one of it in 2 seconds. So this is where we go back to 1880. Darla Angel handing over their latest kill, and then we see Drew there. which is very fun. Darla
Always
being
fun
called
to see
Grant.
Drew. I know we just saw these scenes basically yesterday in the Buffy episode, but it's fun to see Drew and another perspective on the scenes.
This one with Darla calling, uh, or sorry, Drew calling Darla grandmother.
That was
Very
really
fun
funny.
as well. Yeah,
Yeah.
and then Drew saying, "Well, she could be her mommy," which, well, wait, you never know. She has a sight. So Angel suggests that they give Drew her own toy, and this is where she bumps into somebody and seeing she'd like to pick the bravest and wisest knight, stuff like that. And poor William, all heartbroken and weepy, busting through there and stuff like that. And then Darla then suggests maybe just finding the first idiot that comes along. So things kind of work out that way.
Yeah, they
Anyways,
did.
yeah,
We saw that yesterday. We saw that
yeah.
yesterday.
I do enjoy Drew's longingly look at it. This is the guy. This is the bravest and
Yeah,
wisest
that
knight
was really
that she
funny.
could get. Yeah, Cordy's found where Darla's being lodged now. Angel wouldn't believe her at first for some reason. He's always, you know, he's always gaslighting his crew and stuff like that. But whatever.
He
But
is.
just that he and Gunn do the reconnaissance first. Angel says, "No, no, no, I'm gonna do it. Like forget it and stuff like that." And then it gets pointed out that it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon. The place is in Sun Valley, of all places. Not the kind of place that a vampire would want to head to in the afternoon. Also,
No.
Cordy was just more concerned that it was in the valley.
Yes.
If I'd ever
I mean,
been,
that's very Cordelia.
yeah, I don't have no idea what goes on at the Sun Valley and stuff like that. But you always have to look down on a place in your own town, I suppose.
Mhm.
Now we go back to Lindsay's
I'm not even
office.
sure Sun Valley exists. Does it exist? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just thinking the valley. I know they have the valley or whatever that everybody makes fun of or whatever in Los Angeles
Yeah.
for whatever reason.
Valley
Just
Girls and all that. Yeah.
That's true. They are tubular to the max, if I remember right, Adelia. So, yeah, Lindsay's back in Darla. This is where we find out she doesn't even know her human name, and you know she's not sure if Lindsay brought back the human, or she doesn't remember, or if she brought back something else. There's all this stuff. He says both and neither. Well, doesn't make any sense.
You're both.
Um,
You're neither. You're you. That made no sense.
yeah, no sense. So she's like, "Oh, you want to make out, don't you?" He's "Well, wouldn't, I wouldn't turn it down." You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
poor Darla and Lindsay start making out right there, and then she gives him a nice big bite on the neck. It's like, yeah,
Yeah, that was really funny.
yeah. She wants to know what she is again. Of course, says Darla would have just killed you by now. He says, "Oh, he gets it. He understands." She says she can feel her body dying. It's decaying, and that the soul inside a cancer. Yes, that's very Darla. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
really like those lines by her. Then we're gonna go back to
Yes.
Romania now. Uh, all the stuff about this is all you know, post gypsy curse now.
Curse. Yeah.
Yeah, Darla's talking to the I don't know if that's supposed to be the dad or the head of the tribe or something like that, trying to say
Mm-hmm.
uh, you
Well,
know
she says what Angel did to your daughter, so I'm guessing it's the
yeah
dad.
yeah. So says that ain't your daughter suffered for like 2 minutes, an hour tops, an hour tops.
Yeah.
This poor bugger's got to suffer for eternity just for that. Says also we know that your wife and other daughters are just in that wagon over there. So why don't we work out a deal? You call this curse thing off, and
Mm-hmm.
we'll spare those jerks. And then here comes Spike out the wagon, burping.
Yeah.
Uh, little little filled belly on there. She's oh my God, this guy. Like, well, Drew, just wrap it up. Wipe this
Yep.
entire clan. What are you gonna do? She
She
snaps the
breaks the
guy's.
guy's neck.
Yeah, that's a vampires like that neck snapping. Like, is
They
that
do.
I don't know, like as much as they enjoy drinking human blood to survive. And this is the one
Mhm.
they do for sport, I guess. When we've seen Drew do it, we've seen Spike do it, Darla now. Angel or Angelus does it to poor
Mhm.
Yana of the Calderash people. Those people right there.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Wes has come back to the hotel. He's going to show video for some reason
Yeah,
of
him and
Darla's
Gunn took
place
video. That was weird.
on a little camcorder.
On a
You know,
camcorder. I haven't seen one of
yeah,
those in a while.
no, it's a technology that's become moot. I guess maybe some people have camcorders, weirdos. So see, all the mirrors are busted here. Uh, says that Darla's dealing with the weight of her soul.
Yeah.
Just got to be a thing. It tells him that she's going to need help. Wes argues that's what you would like. You would have liked the help. Who knows about Darla? Probably doesn't want that
Yeah.
help. Wes is the one who
Mm-mm.
actually gets it, for goodness
Yep.
sake.
Wesley
Corey's going
is
to take it.
right about everything, which is
Yeah,
strange.
there should be a shirt. Wesley was right. Not
Wesley
well, we'll
was
say
right.
about everything in this episode. He was
In this
right about a
episode, he was
lot of
right about
things
everything. Yeah.
in this episode. Now,
Yes.
Corey's going to take a call. Angel's being a bit of a jerk here. He's not going to go to the phone. Oh, can't you see I'm busy? She says, yeah, fine. I'll take a message. Okay, Darla, you're saying you are what? You're saying you are where? All of a sudden, Angel's not so busy.
Not busy. No.
Mm, He can. Turns out he can take a call. Yes. He's asked where she is. She asked where she was. All right. She says she doesn't remember anything, that there's nothing, all this kind of stuff. She's talking about her death, of course. Asks if there's no hell. It's like Angel's like, well, yeah, hell. A few of them. I've been to one. Which brings us back to when Goofy put a through him and that weird handout thing that happens there. Anyways,
Yeah.
she's afraid, and before she can tell him what she wants, Lindsey's gonna come in and ask what she's doing. She just wants help. Just help me. Lindsey tells her to hang up the phone with him. This is when we have that guard come in and saying, seeing if
Yeah.
things are okay, and you find out Holland's last name is Manners. Holland Manners. It's a
That's
nice
quite the
name.
name.
I like that
Quite
name.
the name.
Anyways, I just made a note of that, and I just wanted to point it out. Holland Manners. It's pretty good.
It's a very,
Anyway,
very good lawyer name.
yeah, yeah. Or it'd be a good name for a Major D or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Lindsay's going to tell me he wants to leave now. Darcy says only Bill can help her. He doesn't have it in him. The guard's going to Mr. Manners' office. Lindsay's going to yell at him to go. Darla's going to swat Lindsay with the phone. And then on the other end, Angel's going to hear a gunshot. Then we see Lindsay talking, looking at the hall. Somehow, little tiny human Darla, had
Weak
taken
Darla.
looks like she'd lost quite a lot of blood at some point. Managed to take this much bigger man, take his gun, and shoot him and
Mm-hmm.
run away. He gives Lindsay again crap for giving into emotions. I was going to tell him that the family of the guard has been notified. They've gotten a suspect arrested
Yeah.
already. Maybe there's like a demon that just likes being incarcerated or something like that. Maybe they have like all
Maybe.
these scapegoats uh,
Maybe.
hanging around. A tough thing to ask someone to do. Anyways,
Yeah.
they said, well, we're gonna just terminate the project. Don't worry about Darla. We caught her like $5 per. She's a human being and weak. But yeah, we got
Yeah.
her. Don't worry about it. We're just gonna take care of this. You know, the way law
Yep.
firms do. This is what most law firms
I
do.
hate this law firm so much.
Yeah, uh, uh, just a typical law firm. Angel's, of course, determined to
No,
go
it's
help
not.
Darla.
No, it's not.
Yeah, he is. Doesn't even care if he is walking into a trap. He's gonna go help Darla, and then he
Hmm.
doesn't want her to go through all the guilt that he went through. That's what he thinks is going on inside of him. Corey reminds him that he's not going through all this guilt and stuff like that, and she doesn't bear in mind that the Century Angel was going through all that baloney and stuff like that. Corey is only thinking right now. Thing says for that he sought her out before it was better. He wanted to go see Darla for whatever reason once again. So this is where we
Yeah.
go back to the Boxer Rebellion. It's China in the 1900s once again. We're going to talk about how she loved religious wars.
That's weird.
Yep.
Super
Okay.
weird.
Yeah. It says she started becoming sloppy on purpose so that he could, follow the trail to her. While she's talking here to him, she's going to grab a knife, turn, and put it right to his throat. He's like, go ahead, just make sure it's clean. Make sure you do it. And asks if he's come so cowardly. He needs her to end him and his dirty, filthy, gross soul. You know,
Hmm.
she can smell the vermin he's been feeding on. Just true. He did survive quite a long time on that, but he also survived on some other things that we don't hear enough on the show. Anyways, he wants a second chance. He wants to do everything the way it was before. Says, I'm still a vampire. Look, relax, still a vampire. She says, nope, you're not. Sure, are, but not a vampire anymore. And he's like, yes, we know that. He isn't cagey like Angelus was. So he's
Yeah.
like, he just wants to get the chance for her to believe in him once again. How romantic is that? So she eventually gives in. It's Angel. It's Angel. You know what I mean?
Angelus. It's Darla and Angelus. Of course she gave in.
Yeah, he's so charming. So we get Lindsey here going back to his car. Once again, Angel's going to come in, hold him up by the throat with this little noose kind of thing and stuff like that. Lindsey, for all of his, arch enemy ish kind of deal, he seems to call Angel for help quite a bit. So that's
He
exactly what
does.
he was. This time, they got to go help. You got to go help Darla. He tells them where they stash him. They have a bank. They have a bank underneath
Where
it.
they take people to kill them.
Yeah, because there's these vaults. Mind you, remember this is a bank vault that they're in. Okay, perfect. Probably an older one because it's not being used.
Yep.
Anyways, they're
Yep.
gonna go get it. So we go back to China. Ain't searching for Darla again. This is through the streets, through all the chaos. I guess those are missionaries. I don't know
I
why
guess.
those people are there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
They
it's a
have to be.
religious war. So the family there with a daughter and a little tiny baby, a little tiny baby. So he's like, "Whoa, boy." This is where you see he's going to say, "Well, we're going to get out of here." He's going to try and deflect away from the alley and stuff like that. This is where you see come over with it's like, "Hey, kill the Slayer. How about this guy?" And we're gonna get that exact same scene and stuff like that where he's talking about next
And
time, one rises,
the
you get first crack.
yeah. Yeah, and then the extended hero walk shot that I just
You
did
get
not need
all
to
of them.
see again. Even though it was
You get
more
all of them.
focused on Angel, you get all of them.
Yeah, yeah. The one great thing about that thing. But first, before we get to the walk, just with that Ellie, Angel knows those folks are there. That's when we see on the Buffy show, we see Drew's like, I smell fear. Says, well, there's it's everyone out here. So when they're doing that walk, everyone's looking straight ahead. Spike, does the jump thing. All Darla does is look at Angel. She's like,
Yeah. She knows.
what's up with this guy? So
She
we
knows.
go back to that bank. That bank. They've driven in. They've driven a van into the bank
They've driven a van
because
into the bank. Yeah.
most banks have a secret road that you can drive down into where your
This
vaults
made
are.
absolutely no sense.
Well, it's about to make a lot
Neither
less
did
sense.
how Angel arrived make any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. So we see Darla there, back and stuff like that, and Darla's figured it out again, of course, in China. He says, yeah, you're a huge liar. You can still smell all the vermin. Guess what, buddy? When you were out drinking rat blood, I was out drinking the missionary's blood. I went back to that alley. These guys weren't smart enough to run away. I guess they just cowered right there. And got a little here just for you. He's like, here, the other white meat. That's what that bastard says. That's some delicious looking baby there in the room with them. Now, uh, he's like, hey, like you've seen me kill folks before. She's like, yeah, rapists and murderers and thieves and scoundrels. That isn't good enough. That isn't good
No.
enough. And why doesn't he do more of that these days?
Yeah.
Because he's just getting that taste for human blood may be too much for him now. When I guess back when he's only been, repenting for 10 years, maybe it's a little different. But anyways, she says, you know what? Time to start digging in here on this baby, or else, there, pal. Now, we go back to the bank. They drove into the one side. They're going to get people who made that bank said, not only do we need one way into the bank with a road into the
We need
basement
another.
where the vaults are, we need a totally separate one. We basically have a road going through the bottom of our bank vaults just so people could drive in and take a look at the vaults.
The
Super
only
smart.
thing I can think of that would make this make sense is
Sure.
if they're in the alley behind the bank and then they put her once she's dead in the vaults. But even that doesn't make sense with what Lindsey said.
No, they do it because it's quiet in the vaults.
Yeah.
You can
So
kill her anywhere.
it makes absolutely no sense. I'm just saying
Yeah.
that would be the only way I could make it make sense. And that
Yeah.
doesn't make sense either.
Nope. It doesn't make sense, but like we've said on this and Buffy 1,000 times, yeah, we just have to go with it,
And it just
guys.
yeah, you just go with it.
Yeah, it's one of those famous 2-lane bank vault things that every town has, I'm sure. So Angel comes over there. He disarms the first guy. Darla gets pushed into a wall, knocked out
Mhm.
for whatever reason. Then Angel's going to clobber the other couple guys. Lindsey's heading back to the office while all this is going on. He sees Holland talking to that supposedly dead. He's like, oh, what the heck? And he says, well, Lindsey, we had to make it look like so that you believed it, so that Darla believed it, and especially so Angel would believe all this stuff, because this is all part of the
Part of
plan.
the plan.
Somehow, I have no idea, whatever. So, Angel isn't, Wolfram Hart. No, Angel isn't going to go all Angelus, if you know what I
Mhm.
mean, with Darla.
Yep.
He's just going to try and save her soul.
Why do they want that to happen?
Well, maybe so he can. Well, we're going to find out. Uh,
Yeah.
we'll find out at some point. Angel brought Darla back to the hotel. She doesn't want to see a doctor. She probably still thinks they're witches and bloodletting. They didn't do anything for her the last time. Corey's going to put her
Mhm.
foot down that he's Angel, not Angelus. He wants to be alone with her for a minute. She tells him that she's not sure. She's happy being alive. Like, we haven't figured that out. We know what's going on here. for God's sakes. She is glad she has someone with her that understands everything that's been going on with her. He says he didn't have that, you know. She tells him it's not his fault. It's not your fault and all this stuff and da da da. She says there's a lot of things that were her fault. I think she was maybe a bit of a jerk, like wanting them to eat somebody's baby. They're in China. Just saying, probably not the coolest thing.
Yeah.
She tells him they better to get to him, but she's found she's needed him like always. Ask if he'll make the pain stop. You know, what she's talking about here isn't soul soothing stuff. She's he's got something to him that can make all this pain go away. She wants to go back. She wants to be Darla again. She wants to be a vampire. Angel can make all this stuff happen, and he will not. It's like I did it to you, there, pal. It's time for you to return the favor. He says, "What? You didn't?
That
What?
was not a favor.
You damned me, like jerk."
Yeah.
She says, "Well, then take your revenge and damn me back." You know what I mean?
Yep.
She uses the magic word, which is nice. Not enough people say please. She said please, but he doesn't. We go back to China. It's that same kind of conversation happening, only this time you see that when he grabbed that baby, he just jumped out the window, ran away. You don't ever know what would have been fun. Find out what happened to that baby at some point.
Yeah, interesting.
Like Spike eats it in 15 minutes. Anyways, it says he apologizes. She says that he disgusts her and stuff like that before he does. And anyways, Darla says, enough of this. Back in the hotel, she says, I'm out of here. Don't ever look for me. He doesn't. He doesn't chase after her because it's daytime. He's got that cheek. Run out in the sun. Can't go after her. Yeah. Now, that's it for that episode. So, we've come back. They may have skipped Darla a week. They come back, big, heavy episode here, dealing with Darla. So, next week, of course, we're going to continue on with the Darla saga. I mean, we're skipping Darla, whatever, again. Another episode they could have put in whenever. This one is about a shroud. It gets people to do acid trips or something like that. The Shroud of Rahman is the next episode on Angel. We'll be talking. Delia, thank you so much, Gavin, about our pal Darla. Hey, why don't you tell everybody what you're up to on the Let's Get Ready Network?
I will be back on this channel tonight at 7:30 p.m. PT to watch the Two Towers Extended Edition with Ferris Muthana, who is making up for the fact that he watched these movies for the first time in 30-minute increments on his phone while at work. And that's just not acceptable. He is a monster.
He's worse than Darla.
Absolutely. But he's making it up to me by watching these movies with me on the channel. That's tonight, 7:30 p.m. PT. He will just be off work. I will be very low energy, so we'll see how this stream goes. But I love this movie. It's actually my favorite of the trilogy. So
it's the best book, that's for sure.
Yes,
the best book, movie that was released as well. I love the Two Towers. Now, I'll be back tomorrow over on Good Friends, Better Rivals. It's our sister sports station, talking about hockey with that other knuckleheaded Canuck, Ryan Christensen. We're going to be talking about the season so far. I'm so happy to talk about it. The Jets are doing so good. And then there's another team that's doing too good. And then I'm pretty
love that team.
Pretty unhappy. I think I've said unhappy a few times. Not impressed about now. And then we'll also talk about just other teams that have been going on and stuff like that. But also we're gonna talk about the Canadian roster hopefuls. There's a whole bunch of names that are just set in stone. Maybe we'll talk about some of the names that are on the fringes and stuff like that. And why Tom Wilson at 6. So join us for that. Tomorrow at 3 Eastern time. In the afternoon, we're not monsters.
You're going live at 3 p.m. Eastern. I am also going live on Good Friends Better Rivals at 3 p.m. Eastern for a watch along of the Arsenal versus Wolves game. Wolves, of course, winless. This is a trap game if you have ever seen one. So we'll see how Arsenal fares. Me and Matt going to do a watch along of that game. That's over at goodfriendsbetterrivals.com if you want just a shortcut and how to get to the channel there. Please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Subscribe to this channel as well. We'd really appreciate it.
Right. Now, if they do lose that match, they have to fold the club.
I'm going to have an
they have to fold the club.
Rant. I'm going to have
That'll be the end of Arsenal Football Club.
On Stargate 11 on Tuesday.
We'll talk more about that on Tuesday. Exactly
yes.
Right. And we'll talk about see if Chelsea can actually right the ship against Everton in the doldrums here in December.
We'll
terrible.
See.
Always terrible in December. And then we'll be back next week. Rewatchers Council live, same time.
Ferris should be back next
different
week
days.
for those of you who are used to Ferris.
5 o'clock Central Time. Buffy Thursday, Angel Friday. Everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. You tune in on the internet? I guess you do.
Apologies once again for Snark's internet issues. I'm sorry if you couldn't understand most of the episode.
It's probably because the sun goes down early in Manitoba in the winter. Maybe that's it. I'm not a scientist, guys.
Maybe.
Now, in the words of the master, the hooded master, what a surprise it was to see him. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you all again next time.